Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's lovely to see you here this morning. I'm a little later than I anticipated because I did actually have a wonderful lay-in. I won't say sleeping because I got involved with my iPad watching a watching an artist recreate the style of paintings that Beatrix Potter did as illustrations for her books. Mainly the one that I was watching was one of the Peter Rabbit books, and it was absolutely lovely. And I forgot the time. And it was a lovely way to spend the start of my Sunday. So I'm very pleased I did that. Anyway, I'm Boundy, Psychic Medium, bringing you the daily Lenormand card spread reading. And we've got a nice little selection of the cards this morning. I am still staying with the 3 cards as the readings for the dailies because it's easiest to fit into the picture framing for the social media. So that's what I'm doing. So we're here to enjoy these cards. Let's travel over, tap into your psychic senses and your spirit guides. Here we go. Now, we are still using the Fairy Tale Lenormand deck that's by Arwen Lynch is the creator of the actual deck, and it's Lisa Hunt who actually has done the artwork, and it's a beautiful artwork as well. So I don't have any extra cards like the owl cards or anything else with the Sunday reading, with the weekend readings. I just go with these. So I'm going to zoom into them so that we can see just the 3 cards on their own. They're so lovely, so lovely. Now I'm just going to pop that over. Oh, I've got something here that I need to. Oh, look, just hold on a sec. I'm just going to type that into there before I do it because I forgot the psychic.online website to put that into the comments in the YouTube area and that sort of thing. So as you can see, it shows up here like this so that I can show it to you. So that's my icon that I use for the Psychic Roz website, YouTube site, sorry. I nearly forgot which one it was because I've got a Roz Boundy YouTube, I have got a Psychic Roz YouTube, and I have a Boomer Press YouTube. So I'm getting them out there because there's various things that I'd really like to do. And the best way, well, YouTube or, you know, the social media is sort of okay, but it's a lot harder to find stuff in there. Let's get back to the card, shall we, though? Here we have the bear in the center. That is for the overall theme of what we're going to be shifting, moving through, growing with in our day-to-day. I love this card because I'm one of a twin and it almost looks like twins, though we'll read the story a little later of what is relevant for this card. So that's the overall theme. We have the coffin in the home space. So it's not just about death. We'll hear the story for that one as well. That is card 8. The bear is card 15 because we do have a lot of light coming through the window too this morning. So it's hard to see these numbers. And then we move over to card number 4, which is the house card. And this happens to be in the workspace area. So a great position for it today. I consider Sunday is the day of rest. It's the traditional, if you're into the biblical, it's the 7th day and God said rest. Basically, sort of. That's very simplified. But that's how I see it. So if it's in the workspace and you have to work, make sure that you do make time for that rest. Anyway, we'll get to the reading now. Okay. So with the bear one, I'm going to point the card, the pointer to the bear card. It is the 10 of clubs in the regular playing deck. That's what's showing down the bottom. So bear that in mind. If you do play with, if you haven't got fortune-telling cards or anything, you can correspond these cards with a playing deck so that you can still read a Lenormand layout using a regular deck of cards. Okay, so this one with card 15 being the bear, overall theme for the day, it is talking about, as far as the keywords go, it's the protector. As you can see, it is sitting there protecting, it's standing there behind the 2 girls and protecting them. So protector, strength, maternal instinct and authority. Good morning, Fiona. Lovely to see you here this morning. It's early. It is still early for a Sunday morning, isn't it? nearing the 9 o'clock a.m. here in overcast, just having some sunshine at the moment, but there's surrounded with grey clouds and what looks like potential rain. So we're going to have a day inside, I think, and see what potential we have to create and do and be inside, warm and cozy. And as we can see with the bear card, it is that is feeling secure and protected. So here's the fairy tale story for it in behind it. Thank you for the numbers there, Fiona. I can see that we've got a 9 overall with the card number 8, the card number 15, the card number 4. They all equal up to the 9 from there. And we do have 9 and a 10 at the bottom with the regular playing deck cards there. So whether that's added in there or not, I'm not too quick to see 9, 10. I think you might have, yes. Okay, yeah, I think you have. Good. So that's including them all. Yes, you've got the cloudy skies as well, Fiona? Yeah. It's what the seasons do for us, isn't it? Okay, so the Rose Red and Snow White's mother allows a bear into their home. So if you know those stories, right? She's a strong woman, so has no fear of the bear. The girls play with the bear, who in turn becomes their friend and protector, as we can see. So we've got the girls there with the bear. Two girls encounter an ungrateful dwarf who has stolen the bear's treasures. They see the bear kill the dwarf, but then the bear shapeshifts into a handsome prince. Because Snow and Rose kept his secret, he marries Snow and his brother marries Rose. It was the mother's initial instinct to trust the bear that led the girls to their new lives. Okay, so it's the longer term view, but it wasn't done with that intention, I don't think, not at the start. It does remind us, though, of the maternal instinct being strong. So, due to her allowing the bear in, his friendship to the girls brought them a fierce guardian and eventually loving husband. So, the bear card does remind us of the strength of a mother's heart. And let your own intuition as a parent or a relative of other younger ones stand you in good stead in times of trouble. So, if you're not a parent, look to those who served as guardians in your life as that influence. So it does point sometimes towards jealousy and envy as well. If if there's other things that are close by that are negative in the cards, but we don't have that situation here. I don't have a full spread. So we are only looking at that positive of the loving protection and instincts, mothering instincts as such. It's the feminine. It's that does protect in that way of maternalism and bringing that strength that eventually gives good outcomes. What we've got here is today's going to bring good outcomes. We've got that loving protection that is that bear instinct, that is that feminine strength, all of that is our overall outcome or overall influence for today. Okay, and there's Fiona's acknowledging, yes, all of the numbers are added. Good, thank you. Thank you. I'm just going to pop over and see if there's anyone on Instagram. Good morning to everyone there. And to the YouTubes, of course, and everywhere that might be in replay. Now, we are going to go to the coffin energy. That's card number 8, as it says at the top left, just visible in the light that we've got. And that is, the coffin is about things ending, death, transformation, and there could be some sad times. Those moments where we might remember and feel a little grief at a loss or something like that. But let's see what the story itself tells us. So from Snow White, the Brothers Grimm version, we see her coffin draped for mourning. The coffin card is about death, but when you see this card, remember that Snow White's youthful life with the dwarves stopped here. So there was that influence. It was a change. It was a transformation. Her new adult life would begin when she was awakened by the prince. So there was a great deal of sadness when her 7 companions found Snow White dead. They placed her in the glass coffin so that they could mourn her while still seeing her beautiful face. So they just didn't want her to go, to be lost in, being buried, I suppose. So they made a casket that was see-through. The prince's cloak drapes the coffin because his love alone can revive Snow White. Most of us do know the story, so that when she awakens, she has been transformed into a princess. So never forget that old ways do and must end so that we can be transformed and change before that progress can occur. So that's what we're looking at today. It is in the home space. So there's things that are going to be evident for you in your day to day that's going to show you in a fairly clear way what needs to be let go, uh, metaphorically die, so that new things can grow out of it. A new stage, a transformation. Anything that needs to be done for that is what an awareness is going to be opened to you around that for today. It could be relationships, it could be even physical things in the home that might just die and you need to buy a new one, like a toaster or a washing machine or new tools because the old ones have worn out and you still love them but you want to keep using them. I've got a few of those. It be open to whatever you're feeling as far as the message comes in from your spirit guides as to what it is that does need to die, move onward for that next stage of transformation. It can literally too mean that you are grieving for a loved one as well. Allow that to continue in its fullness. And then when you feel ready, give it that kiss of transformation into that next stage of celebrating memories and, what needs to be done on your own pathway to continue moving forward in your life. Okay. So there's all different stages of that too. Now, I'm not sure what that is. I only just saw that in the background there. Let me just dive my head down to that, or let's just hold it up. It might be significant in that I've noticed it right then. What is it? I actually can't see it in my visual. Can you? Is it a face? Is it a person? Is it something? It is a face. Look at that. It almost looks like a mask popping out from the tree. It's an overseeing spirit or something like that. What do you feel that is? Put that in the comments if you can, because I'd be intrigued what you feel about that is in the background. I know that there is hidden faces all the time in Lisa's artwork here. That there's some sort of significance in how you are perceiving what the death card means for you. I think it could even be yourself or your spirit being that witness to what you're feeling around this death card this morning. Interesting to see what your thoughts are around that. And Fiona, yeah, you are seeing the faces. Oh, Kim, good morning. I'd nearly missed your good morning there. Lovely to have you here this morning as well. And those beautiful emojis that are shared. I love sharing the little heart ones. And yes, Fiona, there are faces as well as tree spirits. I think that's what you're contributing to the conversation. Thank you. I think it could be tree spirits. There's so much energy in all different avenues of how we see and perceive what is around us, isn't it? Reading through I am currently reading Dr. Joe Dispenza's book, and he's very much into quantum theory type stuff. It's very, very interesting. And Kim, you're saying very on point, as it's, whoops, got a thing in the way. Oh, Dad was waiting for Mum. Yeah, very on point. Exactly. And I think you could be right there. Absolutely. So thank you for sharing that. It can be sad, but it's also that release that is needed at our end of life stage, isn't it? For all of us, it will be that, potentially. Some leave earlier than others, as we know. So now that we're over from that coffin card and we're moving through that is change, feeling that protection that is from the bear for all peoples, It's not just the girls, Rosebud and I can't remember it now. Anyway, we get the gist of the story for that one. There is that loving maternal protection that we're going to be experiencing today. And also for you, oh, I've got the dogs barking now because there's a dog walking past. That's the thing with a Sunday morning. People are starting to get out and about with their fur babies. So I might have some of that happy barking and trying to chat with them. That my dogs, well, our dogs here, not just mine. We share our dogs with all family. So now that we're moving into the house that is in the workspace, I love this. It does remind me of the gingerbread houses and the Hansel and Gretel, which I think this card is probably on that story of Hansel and Gretel. Let's have a look. So it's card number 4. It's the King of Hearts is the corresponding card that goes with the playing deck, but its keywords are home, domesticity, safety, sanctuary, that level of feeling in our safe space. I think for most of us, home is our safe space. If it's not, certainly heart goes out to you. Find that is the inner home safe space that is within you, and continue to work through where you can create your safe home. Exactly, Fiona. Cute fur childs, the puppy dog paw prints. Yes, exactly. They do have to chat to each other. I agree. Sometimes it'd be nice if it wasn't quite as loud and quite as long. Make it short little chats. But anyway, they have stopped for now, and I can't see any other dogs being walked. Let's get back to this home card because the emphasis is the house. This is the house card. So it's a bit more around the building, I suppose, but we've got a very distinct pathway to the front door of this house. And it's looking so, I don't know, yummy is the word that I'm getting. It's got lovely little cottagey garden pathway there with the cobblestone stepping stones in whatever way that is. I can't see any hidden faces at this distance unless we look there. I don't know. There could be, that looks like a fox up there or something different, or a wolf. Who knows? Could it be Little Red Riding Hoods? Oh, let's have a look. Anyway, let's read the story. Let's see what this one is about. I think and the main theme for me with what this card's saying to us is in the workspace, it is make the time to rest, be comfortable, day of rest, Sunday. It's a wonderful day to really take some time for ourselves. That is that rest, relaxation, rejuvenation, and really get that respite for ourselves, that we allow the body to rest. Now, this one, it does go for the home, domesticity, safety, and sanctuary. So the same things I've already been describing. So rather than using any specific story, we chose, so Lisa and Arwen had chosen to use the archetype of the little cottage in the woods. That's why it looks so cutesy. Nearly every fairy tale heroine and hero either began their story from their humble home or sought sanctuary in such a place. Snow White found shelter in a little cottage like this. This card can represent safety and security as well as property, real estate and physical location. Especially being work-related, we tend to identify that with going out to work in an office or location, don't we? Family gathers here and secrets might be hiding behind that closed door. And we can do exactly the same from our home space, as I do. So the path of stones leads out as well as in. So the cards around it does indicate what is stirring within the home. And because we've got the bear there right next door to the home in the house, the home in the workspace, yes, but it's connected with that new pathways, new energy coming in because of that is the death of what needs to be cleared out, needs to be let go, needs to be moved along. We are experiencing that in and out of what is that pathway of the house, going by what this one is suggesting to, this card is suggesting to us. So Is it a witch's oven or a family gathering or a happy celebration? It's all different occasions. I do feel that what we're needing to do is leave the work behind us and come back to home at the moment and really take that time so that we are resting and rejuvenating in our most safe feeling spaces. And do you have a special space even in your home arena, whether it's outside in the garden somewhere, or you've got a particular place in a patio or a gazebo or a particular room that you consider a corner of it even being your reading space, safe space. Watching TV might be your safe space. That's where you enjoy your relaxation time. I've got a craft room that I actually really need to reset that up, tidy it up so that it's more convenient, and spend more time with what you love to do. Resting, rejuvenating. It can be a little bit of work, but it's like it's that pleasure, that joy, that you love doing type thing, that it's not work, but it is feeling like you're at home in this space. Okay. So we've got that wonderful energy. You are going to be able to feel that protection today. Trust that and know that that in itself is from that central space of within you, that we do have everything that we need within ourselves in that, if you want to call it your soul space or your inner child, higher self, all those connection with archetypes, so many different ways of understanding how we understand the being present here in this earth at this time in life, and do we have a purpose here? Is there really a purpose? All those questions that we could be asking ourselves. And it really comes down to that core essence of understanding, it's that process. Our mind keeps thinking, and we've got so many questions at times that we like to ask. What's the biggest question is understanding ourselves, I think, in how we understand what is happening around us and what our place is within it. And, it's so much fun because, well, I think it is because of the adventures that we can have in life, that sense of discovery, like our inner child going on an adventure. We don't have the child in this spread today, but we do have the bear that's got Rosebud and I've got to look it up. It was Rosebud and something, wasn't it? See, this is how I don't memorize what is in the guidebooks. I don't want it. Rose, Red, and Snow White's mother. So this is Rose, Red, and Snow White being depicted in that bear card today. And it's just a lovely energy. Now things are starting to get noisy around here. So I will finish up. Having all of that is, happening around us, but we're understanding it from being our own core essence, that unconditional love of self. Okay, so that's how I know it's hard to explain sometimes. The best way is just to be in those moments of understanding and moving forward with that to what is the next step of how we learn and grow and be who we are in this world. So there we go. Now what I've got there is love the LED lighting glass in the home. It does look really nice. Let me just go back to that screen. As you can see here with this home, that homey look there. Isn't it beautiful? I think that's what you're referring to, is it, Fiona? And then and you have space crystal. Whoops, that jumped a space. I meant to highlight a comment. And you have space crystals in an art room that you have as safe spaces. That's wonderful. It is so great it is a treasure to be able to create our own little space, that we don't have to have a big space. It's being present as ourselves in a chair sometimes, and that is a safe space. I just call it my Zen space. So I just drop into it by closing my eyes and I feel safe. All of that. G'day, Lynette. Lovely to see you here from Airlie Beach. That's Queensland, is it? Or is that New South Wales? I can't remember. So, yes, understanding our journey from Fiona. Thank you, Ros Girly, and all around. Happy Sunday to everyone and namaste. Thank you for that blessing. And thank you from Kim, who's done a wonderful row of emojis there as well. And yes, the workplace can be that blessing that, like you're saying, the workplace. Queensland, Lynette. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. I thought it was. Yeah, geography is one of those things I don't remember much either, but I do understand a bit more the Australian one than wherever else there is in the world. It's a thing. What were we taught at school? Gosh, it was mainly Australian. For me here in where I went to school, and Australian history, not so much about world history. So many things that we can still keep learning as we move along in our life. Some interesting, some not. We just experience. Be the witness in your life in its truest way, and being that truth that is you. Each and every one of us is different. We are all unique. We are all special. Just be you and the best you can be. There we go. I've got no idea what I said then. Came through from spirit. Let's just move along with how we are guided. Always keep questioning, because sometimes you just never know when we're putting in some of our little bits of ego too. Always testing, but trusting, because what other step have we got but our inner trust and that connection with spirit guides? And in whatever other way, we use the tools of the cards, tea leaf reading, all sorts of different ways, and gut feeling. I'll leave it with you for now, and I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.